Starting here with a simple cube, we're going to show some stop motion capability. First, I will set a key. So we've got the insert key button here. You can see it created a key for the frame, and we can move some vertices. We create another key, and you can see that it keeps those changes in the mesh. We can continue to do that for as long as we like and get the results we want. And even in edit mode, I can still see these changes. But if I play them back in object mode, it works as well. The special thing in edit mode is that if I want to go in and then change it, I go to the next frame, it actually keeps that change. I didn't have to rekey it. So because of that, people might want to create several of these, depending on if you want a blank key version or just a copy of this. You can hold the Alt key, just create a bunch of these, and then you can go in and edit them however you want. You can see that we've got a bunch of keys here. If I want to select those keys and then have them spaced 2 frames apart, I can just click right here. And now they're spaced out. I can change this to 5, space them to 5 apart. This is just a convenience feature. If you need things evenly spaced or you got your spacing all messed up, you can do that. And then we've got some other space management keys here for removing space, adding space. If you hit Control, it'll push and pull from the left. You can see that. Or if you don't hold Control, everything's from the right. And then if we have a bunch of keys selected and you hit this one with the X, it's the same as removing all space between them. So just a bunch of key management capabilities there. Create a curve, and we're going to insert a key. We can actually insert a blank key. That's going to remove what's currently there, and it's going to just create an ID in its place. You can add a whole bunch of those. All right, so there's the first frame, we had a key. Second one, we have a blank version. And then we're going to come in and we'll just draw some stuff. You can see how fast this goes. I'm just drawing with a mouse, so it looks pretty ugly. Right. And you can see it held all of those things for the curve. And we can do this with pretty much anything that has a data block. So this is where we start getting pretty cool is, we can do a meta ball. We'll add a key there. We'll go again, and we'll do this. Add a key. Add a key. Now let's see what we got. All right, so they kind of grow together, and we can do this as much as we need to. So you can do things in some pretty creative ways. We can take a look at the camera. All right, we have a camera here. Here's the camera's view. And let's say we go ahead and key this camera. So it's the only thing selected. We're going to key it. And then we're going to move some frames. And then we'll go to the camera properties, and let's change this from 50 to 120. And let's key it again. Right. And now we can see that the camera is keyed for whatever reason you'd want to do that. And we can do that for just about any other property. Now you can do these things with drivers, but being able to do it with keys will not interfere with that, or do it with these stop motion frame by frame keys, and can give you some different opportunities. You can change it from orthographic to perspective. I don't even think that is a possibility with drivers or anything. So we can go here, add a key, and you can see it switches between things. So it's not just meshes that we've made work or curves. There's tons of different things that we can do frame by frame changes that normally Blender would not allow you to do. All right, last major feature I'm going to show, and then after that you can go look in the documentation for what some of these other things do, why we have extra duplicate buttons and separating and combining frames. I think there's some of them are pretty self-evident, but here we've got a animation that Adam put together real quick. And you can see, we've got a number of keys. It's animated. They have constraints and relationships and all kinds of things that make it a nice little rig for a character. And this could be a pain in order to grab some kind of a transition moment. So we're going to actually look at in between some frames. So we're in between some frames here. We're not grabbing the keys. We're actually grabbing where everything's at the exact moment with the constraints and everything. And with all these selected, I'm going to hit the pin frame button up here. Right. And you can see it's grabbed everything, constraints, relationships, everything that's going to be a freeze frame of that moment. And you can come in and reference that for your other ones in order to, position it relative to what it was. Then when we're done using that, we could always clear it and set up a different set of pin frames. All right, here's another transition moment. Okay, and then let's work with that. So there are a few things out there that'll do onion skin, but what's unique for what we did is we ran it through some practical use cases for animators that have rigs and all these things going on, and made sure that it worked with all of these different constraints and modifiers and in between tweens and stuff like that. And that's where a lot of the work went in. All right, so that's the basic walkthrough. Come to Discord if you would like to ask more questions or show off what you did or anything like that. You have a feature request, let us know. I hope this helps.